I know some of the critics of this action call it amnesty. Well, it's not. Amnesty is the immigration system we have today. Millions of people who live here without paying their taxes or playing by the rules, while politicians use the issue to scare people and whip up votes at election time. That's the real amnesty, leaving this broken system the way it is.
No area of the United States has been affected more with regard to waves of illegal immigrants crossing the border than the American Southwest. And that long, seemingly never-ending Texas border with Mexico is in many ways a ground zero for the issue. Now that the president has taken his stand, everyone waits to see if Republicans will come out swinging, take the bait, or make a measured decision on how to answer. Let's welcome to MidPoint, representing the 6th Congressional District for Texas in the U.S. House of Representatives since 1985, a man of sometimes very pointed words, Congressman Joe Barton. Congressman, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Congressman, when the president says amnesty is what we have today, and he has many times pointed right at Republicans as being the main problem here in creating this new immigration system, that has got to get under your skin.
Well, a lot of what the president says and does gets under my skin, so I can't say that's unique. I will say on the substance, I would partially agree with the president that just doing nothing, in effect, is de facto amnesty, because it allows the how many ever millions of people who come into this country without proper documentation to stay here. And this president is not enforcing the immigration laws and trying to determine where they are and send them back to their home country. So, he's partially correct in what he says. What does get under my skin is that he is trying to act unilaterally, which is against the Constitution. He is not the legislative body. He is the administrative officer of the executive branch. He's a powerful person. The president's a very powerful office, but he cannot act unilaterally without the support of the Congress. If he had said almost identically what he said last night, and said, I'm sending this as a legislative proposal to the Congress, we would have taken it under consideration, and I don't think we would have enacted it verbatim, but we would have acted upon it in the regular course of legislative action in the committees and on the floor and between the House and the Senate.
Would you have acted expeditiously, though, I think?
Congress, forget, last week's election, I'm just going to do this. He's thumbing his nose at everybody in this country, and that's flat wrong.
Would you have acted expeditiously? I think that's what a lot of Americans want to know, because as they look, they say that this has been sitting here for a long time. So if the president would have done that, would it have been taken up immediately? And in your opinion, it would have gotten swift action, and we would have done something as soon as we could?
I'm not the Speaker of the House or the majority or minority leader of the Senate, so I can't definitively answer that. But my guess is we would have immediately begun to consider it. Now you've got a little bit of a technical issue here. We don't have much longer for the current Congress. We've got a new Congress being sworn in January that's going to have a larger Republican majority in the House and a new Republican majority in the Senate. So if your question is, would the Democratic Senate and the Republican House right now next week consider it as is verbatim, the answer is that's probably not. Would we have scheduled a hearing on it in the House in the proper committees immediately week after next when we go back? I think there's a pretty good chance the answer to that would have been yes. But keep in mind, when President Obama had a Democratic Senate, a Democratic House, when he was first elected, he never sent an immigration bill to the Congress. So he had 4 years when he was first president that he had Democratic majorities in both houses of Congress, and he never sent us an immigration bill to act upon. So it's a little hypocritical for him now to demand immediate action when he had the entire legislative apparatus. He didn't do anything.
Congressman, I've got about 30 seconds left. Has the president backed Republicans into a corner?
I think he's backed himself into a corner. We are willing to work with the president. I sent a letter signed by 30 or 40 other congressmen to him this week. If he'll go through regular order and work with us, we'll work with him. But by acting unilaterally, he's just isolating himself. and it won't stand.
I only have 15, 20 seconds. Can the Republicans fight this without being seen as racist?
I don't think there's anything racial about asking the president to enforce the existing immigration laws and to work with the Congress to reform those laws where we all agree that there's something that needs to be done. I don't see a racial issue in that at all.
All right, it'll be something that we will be following here, and certainly a lot of Hispanic American groups are going to be following as well. Congressman Joe Barton, we thank you so much for your time. We'll look forward to the next time.
Thank you, sir.
Short break, and we return with a respite from the immigration issue for a short time. This one focusing on a different attack about fossil fuels. And at 43 minutes after the hour, Inside the Beltway with John Gizzi.